Why are cardiologists especially interested in studying pythons? Because they really wish they had a python's heart, not eating for a whole year then having one meal that lasts them the entire year. That's what python feeding is really like. Pythons can go for months or even a year without eating, but once they have a big meal, scientists have discovered that their hearts magically and rapidly enlarge by nearly 50%. Just think, if a human heart were to suddenly expand by 50%, you'd have to be admitted straight to the ICU. Moreover, aside from its brain, the python's liver, pancreas, intestines, and other organs also expand at the same time. Its whole body enters a state of ultra-high-speed operation, and even its blood becomes cloudy and white, almost like a milkshake. So why does this happen? Because if it didn't, it would surely die. You should know that a python can swallow prey that is half its own body weight, or even as large as itself. Animals like deer, wild boar, and small crocodiles are no problem at all. You might worry, wouldn't it burst from eating so much? But in fact, the python's body is specifically designed for binge eating. Scientists have even used X-rays to observe the entire process of a python digesting a crocodile. The moment it swallows its prey, its metabolic rate skyrockets to 20 or 30 times its normal level. Its body temperature rises, oxygen consumption soars, and the concentration of stomach acid increases dramatically, allowing it to gradually dissolve the prey's muscles, bones, and even fur. In just a few days, all that's left of the prey is bones and skin. Then even the bones are slowly dissolved away. What's even more interesting is that at this point, its blood appears milky white to the naked eye. Researchers jokingly call this the python milkshake mode. In fact, this is because the concentration of fat in its blood vessels surges, making the plasma look white. It sounds pretty cool, but in reality, this is a high-risk physiological gamble. If the python can't digest fast enough, the food in its stomach may rot and ferment, and the gases produced could even damage its internal organs. That's why it has to completely break down almost the entire prey in a short period of time. To achieve this, all of its organs involved in digestion work desperately hard. Except for the brain, almost everything else is ramped up to the maximum. Now you might be wondering, after digesting such a big meal, can it really go a whole year without eating? That's right, because pythons are cold-blooded animals, they don't need to maintain their body temperature like we do, so their energy consumption is extremely low. They also move very little most of the time, often staying still for days on end. When hunting, they rely on ambush. If prey comes by, they strike. If not, they just keep waiting. On top of that, pythons spend several months each year in hibernation or semi-hibernation, during which their heart rate can drop to just 3 or 4 beats per minute, almost like going into standby mode, something unimaginable for humans. So a single big meal is enough to last it for hundreds of days, and when it finally feels hungry again, the cycle of binge eating starts all over. It is precisely because of this extreme pattern of binge eating and dormancy that pythons have become the subject of study for many cardiologists and metabolic researchers. Some scientists even hope to find clues in pythons for treating cardiac hypertrophy and disorders of fat metabolism, since their ability to binge eat without harm is like having a cheat code in medical research.